Hi everyone. In this series of videos we're looking at how to use the Avada Builder elements. Today we're looking at how to use the Woo Mini Cart element. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with all the latest videos like this one. And if you don't want to miss one, click the bell icon to get notifications of all new videos on our channel. Okay, let's begin. The Woo Mini Cart is a WooCommerce element that can be added to your site in a number of ways. You could place it in a sticky column, or an Avada off-canvas sliding bar, just as a couple of examples. In this video, let's do both. I've got my Como Farm website here, a site I transformed from the Country Butcher pre-built site in the two-part video series Customizing an Avada Pre-Built. The link to part 1 is in the links below the video. Go and watch that to see how easy it is to fully customize a pre-built site into one of your own. So today, as an example of using the Woo Mini Cart element, I will customize it a bit further by editing the shop page to add the mini cart element, and to also add the element into an Avada off-canvas sliding bar. To start off, I'm actually going to edit the two product postcards I'm using on this site, to add a postcard cart element to the bottom of them. This is just a small improvement, so users would be able to add the product directly from the shop page, without having to go into the product itself. This is the main products postcard, and I'll add the postcard cart element at the bottom of this, and I'm happy with the default settings. I'll just save that, and do the same to the other postcard, the related products postcard. Okay, done. I will save this one as well. I'll now close these, and now it's time to edit the shop page. I want to make the products column a bit smaller so I have room for a sticky column with our mini cart element in it. And as I will want both of these in their own container to best control the sticky column, I will actually add a new container under this top one. And here I will choose a 1/4, 3/4 combo. That gets added to the bottom, of course, so now I will drag my postcards element into the 3/4 column. So now I can delete the old 1/1 column. I can see we have 90 pixels container padding here that was previously at the bottom of the page. So I'll just remove that and place it instead on the bottom container. Now just before I add my element to the 1/4 column, I'll just edit this postcard element, and on the Design tab, I will set the postcard alignment to stretch and the number of columns back to 2. Yes, that's better. Now for the sticky column with the mini cart. I will start by adding a title element at the top, and it will say, Your Cart Contents. I'll go to the Design tab and make it a H2 and give it a font size of 28 pixels. So now I'll add the Woo Mini Cart element. When the cart is empty, we get this message that there are no products in the cart, so I might just go and add one so we have something more to look at. Okay, that's better. Now the first option is Images Max Width. I'm not going to have an enormous amount of room in a 1/4 column, but perhaps we could make this a little bit larger. Let's try 120 pixels. That's about as big as will work here, I think. I don't need the element visibility or CSS options here, so let's go to the Design tab. There's a margin option at the top for the element as a whole, but I think it's okay as is. The separator color is using color 3 as the default, and I think that also looks fine. The next two options are typography sets for the product title and the product price. To match the style of this site, I think I will just set the Headings Global typography set here, and then override the font size back to 18 pixels. I'll do the same for the product price typography set. See our working with typography options in Avada video for more information on this feature, linked below. Okay, under this is a Show Subtotal option, and this will keep a running tally of when things are added to the cart, so I will leave this on yes. There's also an alignment option, but this is looking great how it is. And then there's even two more typography sets for the subtotal text and the subtotal amount. Again, I will use the Headings Global typography set, and for the subtotal text I will override the font size to 20 pixels, and for the subtotal amount typography I will set it to 28 pixels. Yeah, that's looking good. Under this is a Show Remove icon. This is set to yes here, and that's the little X next to the title of the product, which allows the user to remove it from the cart right here. And then of course there are styling options for the remove icon, but I'm happy with how this looks. Okay, so now let's head to the Links tab. Show Buttons is first up, and this is set to yes. This controls the View Cart and Checkout buttons at the bottom. Then there are several options for the buttons. Button Span is next, and this will spread the buttons out the full width of the column. That's not going to make a huge difference here, but if the next option was set to stacked instead of floated, they would each be on their own line, and then span would be more meaningful. Then there's a button alignment option. But if we now set the buttons to span, that option goes away. And then there's a link style option. Here it's set to text link by default, but let's try changing that to a button. Yeah, that's a bit more striking. There's a links margin option for margins around the links as a whole, and an icon position option. Under this is another typography set, this time for the view cart text. So again, I'll set this to use the headings global set and override the font back to 20 pixels. Under this is a view cart button size. It's set to default here, and I think that's about right. Next, you can add borders around the buttons if you wish, and under this are the color options for the view cart button. I'll set the text color as color 5 and the gradient colors to color 3. And on the hover/active tab, I will set the text to be color 5 and the gradients here to be color 4. Yeah, that's a cool button. Next, we have the same set of options for the checkout button. There's another typography set for the checkout text, so I'll do the same thing as I did for the view cart button. And then there's a button size option, a border size option, and the color options again. For this one, I might flip the colors around a bit, so I will set the text color to color 4 and the button colors to color 5. And on the hover tab, I will set the text to color 5 and the gradient colors to color 4. Okay, that's the links tab. Quite extensive options there, but the minicart is looking very cool and is now styled to match the site. The extras tab is the last on this element, and here you will find the element animations, but I don't think I will set any animations here. Okay, so now I will edit the column this element is in, and on the extras tab, set position sticky to on, and add a sticky column offset of 120 pixels, so it stays away from the very top of the page. Okay, there's our Woo minicart element on the shop page in a sticky column. Let's save that. And now we can go to Avada off Canvas and create a sliding bar to add the minicart in there as well. I'll call it minicart and click Create New off Canvas. Now we have several videos about how to use the off canvas, so I will link to these below. But for this video, let's just look at what's important. I want it to be set as a sliding bar, so I'll do that on the General tab. And I want its position to be on the right. On the Design tab, I will set the background color to color 2. And on the Conditions tab, I will enable conditions to activate the off canvas, and I will leave it to display on the whole site. Most importantly, on the Triggers tab, I will set the After Product is Added to Cart trigger to Yes. As to the actual off-canvas content, let's not reinvent the wheel. I'll just go back to my page and copy the 2 elements I want from there. I'll copy the title and come back and paste that in. I might just change the font size to 32 pixels here. Then I'll go and copy the minicart element and come back and paste that in under the title. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's save that off canvas and go to the home page. If I come down to the Popular Products area and add a product from here, our sliding bar comes out and we can see our minicart in action. Okay, let's move to the shop page. We can see our minicart in the sticky column is already active here. And if I add another veggie box from here, the sliding bar comes out again, and our minicart in the sticky column is updated. If we just scroll down, we can see that sticky column take effect. So that's the Woo minicart element for you. Thanks for watching. In another video, I'm going to further customize this site by adding the Woo filter elements to it, so keep an eye out for that. Okay, this concludes our video on how to use the Woo minicart element. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with all the latest videos. And if you have any questions or need assistance, please create a support ticket and our team will gladly assist you. As always, we want to thank you for choosing Avada.